Hello race fans and welcome to JACKOCAR Kia Series Season 2 for the first round of the round of 7 here in the playoffs. We're at Bahrain for the Bahrain Grand Prix. 3 drivers were eliminated last week from the championship fight at Singapore, and no one managed to snatch that victory as a playoff driver. It was taken by MK Bourne as a reserve. He won in Singapore. And your joker, Jake, last week was unfortunately one of those 3 who were eliminated due to him trying to joker and a puncture on the hard tyres that he was going to go on to the end with. Caused so much drama, and he was eliminated, along with tonight's joker of Indecisive. He will be attempting the one stop. He has nothing really to play for. It's all for glory for Indecisive for the final 3 races of this championship. Himself, Jake, and I believe the 3rd driver who got knocked out was Chris Morris. Now, he was in a very comfortable position, was Cloud. Funny enough, I'd stopped on him. Didn't even know I'd stopped on him. Was looking at my phone. But yeah, he was eliminated after a forced retire on track. I believe it was due to an incident back at home. He was eliminated due to Jess managing to pick up enough points and finish the race and overtake Chris by 2 points. She now sits 11 points adrift, making it to the Championship 5. The 3 drivers that are at threat at the moment, they've got 2 rounds to sort their stuff out and get themselves into the top 4 and guarantee a place in the Championship 5. A win does that. A win will guarantee you a spot in the Championship 5. So those 3 drivers are Barry or Bazza, Kamababa or Cameron, and Jess. Those 3 drivers will be doing what it takes to try and get themselves inside the top 4. However, from the looks of things, the top 3 are pretty secure at the moment. They would need 2 disastrous races in a row, which is possible in JACKOCAR. 2 disastrous races in a row to give opportunity to anyone outside the top 4 to overtake them on points. I would assume it's going to be dry, and I would expect it to be dry in the race as well. It is in the Middle East and nighttime again. Back-to-back night races, Singapore and Bahrain. So yeah, the gap that Barry and Cameron have to overhaul are 3 points and 5 points respectively, and that's hunting down Danny Quinn, who DNF'd last week in Singapore, and he's at threat of being knocked out of the top 4. He's on 2,028 points compared to Barry's 2,025. Cameron's on 2,023, and Jess is on 2,017. Jess seems to be a consistent finisher, so everyone else will be trying to fight for wins. She'll probably stay consistent and maybe try and sneak into the top 4. It is possible. Plenty of points on the line, including 20 for the win, each stage point, fastest lap, and pole position. And the podium as well, don't forget. P2 and P3 get bonus playoff points as well for finishing on the podium. And if you win your joker, you'd get a bonus 5 points. But I believe everyone inside the top 7 have done theirs already. However, there's still one more race there could be a joker at, and that is next week at Austria, which is a possibility for a joker. So someone could have left it all the way to the end and risked it all, snuck into the playoffs. It could be Jess. Well, it could have been Jess if she hadn't chosen, I think it was Silverstone as a joker. But if Jess had chosen Austria as her joker and somehow come out on top to snatch that final spot in the Championship 5, or the Championship 4, but the 5th position goes to the winner of the chase, who at the moment, is being led by Niels, who, before we started, ran out of PSN Plus, PlayStation Plus. He had ran out and had to rebuy more just for tonight. He has a 14-point lead to Matt Rosamond, who is on 512. Michael O'Sully, new driver, in JACKOCAR, managed to survive his first race, just about, on 510, 16 points adrift. Liam, or Evil Dragon, who I believe is still having game issues, is on minus 18, 508. And there's Noah Clark on 506. Waves on 501. Billy on 501. Isaac on 500. And Kaya on 500. So Isaac and Kaya have not scored any points in the last 2 races. That's not going to be good for them. However, first driver on track will be our Lord and Saviour Jacko, our creator of this league, on his outlap, reserving here in Bahrain. Sort of bottled the TGP2 title last week. But what can he do as first man on track in Bahrain? He will be setting the pace for the rest of the grid. So down towards turn 1. I know a lot of drivers don't like this track. It can be difficult to master. A lot of difficult corners, so curbs are quite deadly as well. Entry and exits can be quite slippery. But at the end of the first sector, we should get our first split time of the session. Our benchmark for sector 1. 28.4 is coming to the tricky middle sector. Turn 8 through to 10 is one of the most difficult sections of the track. Well, technically it's 6 through turn 6 all the way through to turn 10. This double left that leads into a hairpin, if you're running no ABS, very easy to lock up there. Now onto the third DRS straight of the track, essentially, down towards turn 11. And then you have the long actually that might be turn 10. I'll add them up at the end. Purple sector 2 as it should be. 106.1 is your target for the first 2 sectors. And now down towards final corner. You'd think it'd be DRS from the penultimate to the final corner, with it being such a nice straight. But our first lap time on the board is a 27.8. I'm not too sure what lap times we're going to be expecting, so I haven't done a lot of laps on this track recently. Maybe 26s. Not sure whether we'd hit a 25, but have to expect the track evolution to ramp up quite a bit. Kaya then, and Roman Grosjean's number 8. Is going to end up giving a little bit of slipstream to Noah behind, who has put a new livery on, as I've noticed. So Kaya quite loose out the final corner. 27.8 is the target speed, but it's going to be a time on the board. It's a 31.7, and he's going to give a little bit of slipstream to Noah Clark down towards turn 1. Hopefully he gets out the way, but we'll go on to board with Isaac. Get to score a point in the second half of the season, the playoff season, for him but for him it's been the chase. Still a possibility, but got a lot of work to do. Still yet to find form in his Swedish colours. Jacko up ahead shouldn't get in the way. We're looking at a 106 in the combined first two sectors. What do we get from Kington? Another 106. So on par with Jacko at the moment. Could be a 28, could be a 27. All about the penultimate and final corner, essentially, for the final sector. Both not too difficult. But it is easy to run wide there and extend if you want to gain time. But a 28.3 for Kington. I did say a 28 or a 27. He was on par with Jacko after the first two sectors, but lost a little bit more time. Next, Noah. Blue and white with a purple helmet. I understand a lot of drivers will probably be trying to run either a tribute helmet or a tribute car, which is what Noah Clark is doing, I believe, at the moment. Some white and blue for the late Sir Frank Williams, who passed away this week. And a lot of drivers will be showing their respect on track for a man who built a fantastic F1 team, who's taken championships left, right and centre, and still fighting in F1 at the moment. But no on provisional pole with a 27.7 then. Next we have O'Sully. One JACKOCAR race? I got a wisp. One JACKOCAR race, 1 points finish for O'Sully so far. Can he keep that form going? And could be an incredible surprise package for the chase. But what can he do in this middle sector then? The trickiest sector of them all, I'd say. Mainly the first half, but you do have a nice tasty straight where we might see some overtakes as we run through turn 12. Purple, 106.0. That is purple. I believe he is going to be quickest of everyone with that kind of pace. Round the final corner and try and take the shortest line up to the line. It's a 27.7, very close between the top three at the moment, but I did say provisional pole position was going to be for him. So second in the chase at the moment, Speed Newgarden with a new livery representing Team Speed has gone 2/10 quicker in the first two sectors compared to O'Sully. This man's got some work to do if he wants to see himself in the Championship 5. Niels is his target in the Championship, but it'd be very nice for him to be sitting on provisional pole, which means he beats all his rivals behind him. 27.7 to beat, and it's a 27.6 for Speed Newgarden, and is still very close between the top four. Next, chase leader, still in pink, paid for his PSN Plus subscription on time, and looking to knock his chase rival off provisional pole. We saw a 105.8 in the first two sectors combined. What can Niels do? It really gives us a good inclination of whether they can snatch pole position. He runs very wide and is invalidated. Did go faster, but did extend the track. Lap time invalidated, and that's going to be a sight to see for Newgarden, as at the moment he's 12 positions ahead of his championship rival, and I believe the gap is 12 points. So that would be enough at this stage. As he crosses the line, would have done a 27.1. He did cut a few corners. Interesting. I won't read what's in chat, but if someone is watching, please report those comments, please. Why does it always happen to me? It's not even my YouTube account. Jacko, what you been doing to get these kind of things on track? So then, next is Indecisive. No, not Indecisive. Will be Jake. Coming to the end of the second sector. He is on medium tyres. and going incredibly slowly compared to what times have already been set. Has he got damage? Has he had a spin? Has he had a moment? Or I don't think the mediums are that slow compared to the softs, especially with track evolution. But he is not going to be setting a quick time here. Hopefully he can let us know in chat what happened, but he's going to cross the line with a 35.4. Maybe he's not confident with this track. Up next, already eliminated as well, is indecisive on the Joker, and he has invalidated as well. So he and Niels will start 12th, no higher than 12th and 13th at the moment. So then, Cloud. What can he do then? This is all for glory now. But will be trying to gain as many points as possible to help his team, because the team championship is still up for grabs. I still haven't figured out who's racing for who, but all I can say is that the championship is not over yet, because Turtle Legs, even though they've got 4 wins and they're 324 points, they're only 47 points ahead of Team Dump. With how JACKOCAR goes, anything can happen. So around the final corner for Cloud then. 27.6 is the target. I think he's going to beat this. And he does indeed with a 27.4. So that everyone who's seems to cross the line seems to get faster every time. Who we got next then? She scraped herself through in Singapore by finishing the race. She did a whole lap at the end without any fuel, in low fuel mode, and still crossed the line to gain valuable points, and saw herself continue this playoff charge, running the 95 in her purple, black and white, black and yellow, to the line, sets a 28.9, P7 at the moment, but still a lap time on the board, and will start ahead of Indecisive and Niels. Next then, on the cusp of elimination then, we have Camo Babo. I believe we're missing a driver. Are we? I'm sure we are. No, we're not. Not inside the top 7. It's too critical to miss a race. Camo Babo then. Quite close to the top 4. 5 points adrift from Quinn. And Camo Babo looking to snatch pole position from Cloud then. To the line, it's a 27.1, and that might suggest why he is a Cup Series driver as well. Right then, in P5 in the championship, Baza 3 points behind Quinn. Still a possibility for the Welshman. What is his 2-sector split? Thank you for confirming, Jacko. And put a 6.5, so that's 0.5 slower, at least from Newgarden. Doesn't look like he's comfortable around this track. He does have... Wait, did Jake do an extra lap? I think Jake may have done an extra lap. Please check that. He has done an extra lap and has improved on that lap, interestingly. And now he enters the pits. Baza to the line, a 28.3. I'm confused whether this game's glitched or Jake. It says he's done 2 laps, and he's done 2 fast laps as well. He's improved. He did do a 35, unless that was his out lap, but he said he was on a lap. But anyway, Quinn then on the bubble, inside the top 4 at the moment, a 5.3. 7 tenths quicker than Newgarden, at least. That puts him at... Oh, he's Newgarden, P3. That puts him at a 26.9. That is looking quick for Quinn. And he has to deliver. Got second in Brazil, but the DNF in Singapore cost him. And he puts it on provisional pole with a 26.9. Kept the consistency in the final sector and snatches pole position from Camo Babo. So at the moment, he is ahead of all his championship rivals. And then the rest of these are all fighting for just confirmation of the Championship 5. Gareth will be first in the green and yellow. Green and yellow helmet to match. What can he do then? To the line, it's in the 27. 27.3. So behind Quinn. And on the second row at the moment. Speed Y Racer. So, I forgot to mention this. Splinter and Yuri go into this on equal points. 2,049 each. However, Yuri has done the smartest thing possible. And did he start at the back in Singapore? I think he might have done. He's done it again. He's invalidated and will be starting dead last in 17th. Splinter then will be last man to cross the line. 2 wins to his name. Many podiums. I think regular season champion as well. Looking for the championship lead comfortably. A bonus point for pole position. And a spot in the Championship 5. That's a 105.6. That's currently 3/10 slower than Quinn. And looks to set him on the second row, but ahead of Gareth. Can he find a bit more time where Gareth and Quinn couldn't in this final corner? Not a fan of this track is Splinter. And he does a 27.2. And he starts on the second row ahead of Gareth. I am a prophet. Let's go. Let's go. But yes. Quinn will be on provisional pole. Or will be on pole position. And the only driver to get into the 26s. 14 drivers have set lap times. 3 invalidated and will be starting at the back. Indecisive on the Joker. Will be disappointed with qualifying, but knows he has a pit stop advantage of the rest of the field. Niels, chase leader, is not going to be happy sitting at the back of the grid with his Dutch compadre. 16th and 17th for Niels and Yuri, joint championship leader at the back. And it's a giant speed sandwich with a massive Kia Series filling. So Quinn is on pole position. ERT Karababa doing what he needs to do to try and snatch that 4th place. Only putting himself 1 position behind Quinn on the front row as it stands. Splinter then, highest of the top 3 in 3rd, ahead of Gareth in 4th. Cloud, just fighting for glory, is in 5th. Newgarden trying to catch up on points in the chase is in 6th. O'Sully, newcomer, and looking for a double points finish in JACKOCAR, is in 7th. Noah Clark in 8th. Jacko in 9th. And Kington yet to score a point so far this playoff season in 10th. Drivers on fresh tyres then will be Bazza, Jess, Kaya, Jake, Indecisive, Niels and Yuri, with Bazza and Jess with a bit of work to do if they want to try and make the Championship 5. Thank you, Risky. I did see the message. But not all of it. I only saw the bit where it says enjoy comms. But no, what the rest said. It disappeared too quickly. I don't think it fit all on my screen. But as predicted, nice and sunny in Bahrain. The only rain that happens here is in the name. Gareth complaining that he bottled the 2nd sector. Don't put out the excuses in qualifying. Some say you don't score points. Well, you score 1 point, but that's for pole position. But the main points, the ones that seem to pay off the most, stuck at work. Ah, I see. And look at it! I finished early and it was great. Yuri to win. Last to first. To be fair, we did pretty well at Singapore. Did bottle it as well. Could have been an easy podium for him. We should have formation lap. We do. So, Quinn is in all black in support of the late Frank Williams. Kamababo in his pink, purple and green. Am I colourblind? I hope not. Maybe it was the pink of Splinter that caught my eye. He sits 3rd. Gareth, Cloud, Newgarden is in a good position. Got to keep it nice and clean, remember. It is a long race. And that's what drivers need to remember. It isn't lap 1, turn 1. Just remember to keep it clean. Simulation damage is always tricky. All it takes is that it's a little bit of contact with another driver and you could get front wing damage, side pod damage, floor damage, rear wing damage, or even suspension damage. You never know. But let's have a look at tyres then for everyone outside the top 10. 11th down to 15th of Bazza, Jess, Kaya, Jake and Indecisive are all on the mediums. Niels and Yuri going aggressive at the start. Thinking about strategy and safety cars, going aggressive at the start could work. Starting on the mediums means you have to go a little bit longer. And there you go, there's your strategy for those on the softs. And there's your strategy for those on the mediums. But they probably won't be going on hards. 2 sets of softs expected to be ran. Soft, medium, soft, or medium, soft, soft. Jake sticking with his medium plan of P14. Luckily for him, he didn't gain any positions by finishing that extra lap. But could go to a stewards inquiry. This is the livery he ran in Singapore. And you're in a new livery again, I believe. I haven't seen this one, I don't think. I'd have to let me know. I'm sure that looks different. But either way, getting ready to line up on the grid. 29 laps lie ahead. 7 drivers in the playoffs fighting for 4 positions. 3 look to be confirmed. But this is JACKOCAR and anything can happen. Anyone could win a race. The chase is all open as well. Niels is down in 16th with his closest rival up in 6th. Could be looking to gain advantage on that with a clean start. So then, we wait for the 5 red lights to come on your screen. Quinn on the right, Kamababa on the left. And it's boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing down towards turn 1 then. Splinter's got a better start than Kamababa, but could be 3 abreast down towards turn 1. Quinn has the outside, but it's a late dive from Noah in towards the pack. And absolute crunch time, as I believe Quinn is the only one to get away unscathed. Kingdon had to take avoided action. I saw he broke a little bit too late down towards turn 1 as well, but I don't think he collected anyone. I'm sure Noah was the culprit there. I don't think we've lost anybody, but I believe there's going to be a few drivers with damage as Kamababo has overtaken Quinn in towards turn 4. Has Quinn got damage? I'm not sure he was the one that got collected, but doesn't seem to have gotten off to the best start. Newgarden has kept out of trouble. Luckily, not one of the drivers that got collected. We'll probably figure out who got collected at that start as they enter the pits at the end of the lap 1 as long as there's no safety car. So then, change for the lead could be on once again as Jacko makes a position on Jake, who's already up to 10th as Yuri is up to 9th, has absolutely stormed his way through the pack due to the calamity, and Quinn is in the barrier. Oh dear. Too much traction, too much power, too much throttle out of turn 11 and has lost the back end into the wall. Should have known, but we don't get a full caution, we get a virtual. This means you can make a pit stop. Do we see anyone make a dive into the pits for a cheap pit stop? I'm sure a lot of people will. So we'll have Kamababo, Cloud, Newgarden will probably make it as well. It's an opportunity to him, and Splinter will follow. Will any of these 4 drivers be teammates, or will they get the benefit of their own pit box? Sully comes in. Anyone, I believe, on the soft tyres will take advantage of this and will come into the pits. Newgarden was fine. Oh, I believe Cloud has just come out of O'Sully. O'Sully's going to be clean. But I think Splinter's had to stack. He has with Camo Babo. That's not good for Splinter. But at the moment, he seems to be in a good position. Yuri boxed and has jumped him. Not sure whether Yuri got held, but everyone will come out on the medium tyres. Virtual safety car is still out. So all of these drivers are getting a free pit stop compared to everyone who chose to start on the mediums. Quinn will be disappointed with that, and is going to be under a lot of pressure at Austria. Drive-through penalty for Niels. That is not what he's going to want on this restart. I believe there's a few people that have got a drive-through, maybe. Let's have a look at penalties. Yeah, Gareth and Niels both getting a drive-through, and we'll have to serve it. Kington's got 20 seconds worth of penalties. That might be for his antics at turn 1, 2 and 3. And Noah Clark's got a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. So we're back on the green flag running. Baza leads this race at the moment. He is on medium tyres, but he's going to go long. He's going to go a long way on these tyres. Luckily, he's got a cushion of drivers and time to cloud who is in the net race lead. Camababo has lost out not only one, but 2 positions with that pit stop. Whether there was an unscheduled wing change for Camababo, not only did he lose time, but Splinter lost a hell of a lot of time due to the double stack. He is now plumb last, and he is how far off the leader? Over a pit stop. So boxing for Splinter was not beneficial at all, unless there's a safety car before Bazza, Jake, Indecisive, Kaya and Jess all make a pit stop. So let's see what battles are on track. Got Kington on Sully. DRS has now been enabled, but it won't be down this straight. It will be on the exit of turn 3 as Gareth and Niels make their drive-throughs count now, just in case there's another safety car, and that could hinder them not serving it sooner rather than later. So then, Kington on the back of O'Sully with the benefit of DRS, and Slipstream could not get the move done on O'Sully. Now then, Jess is on the back of Kaya and will have the benefit of DRS. She takes no prisoners anymore. She battles hard and fair and has gained a lot of experience with driving on this game, fighting for a Championship 5 position. I don't think any of us, or even herself, would have believed or dreamed that she'd be in a position where, now that Quinn is out, in a strong position to fight for that top 4. Bazza then, just pumping in fastest laps, knows it's critical for him to pump out the lap time. So then, Jess, will she make a move down towards turn 1? Kaya tries to break out the slipstream. Jess is back in it, down towards turn 1. Will Jess try and outbrake Kaya down towards turn 1? She doesn't want to risk it. She realises the fight's not with her, but not her fight is not with him, and maybe she does need to get the move done sooner rather than later. Maybe using that overtake. She's going to the inside. Kaya turns in. I'm not sure whether there was contact, but holds on to the position and giving a little bit of fight for this. Lost 3 seconds already to Indecisive. He's in a little bit of no man's land at the moment, but this is crucial for Indecisive. He is on the Joker, which is why he starts on the mediums. He can then go on to the hard tyres, and the gap he really needs to watch out for is the gap to Cloud. That's currently 9 seconds. He will be on hard, and Cloud will be on soft tyres. The yellow flag sector 2. That is a purple car. Who is that? Kington. Oh no. Kington, after trying to get by O'Sully, has lost his front wing and become a victim, I believe, of the treacherous curbs in the second sector. And there we have it then. Full course, caution, safety car deployed. Kington has just got a 4-leaf clover in his cockpit. Luckiest man on the track at the moment. Can get his second stop out of the way. Maybe go on to hard tyres. But this helps Niels and Gareth, who got their drive-throughs under the VSC. This doesn't help Baz. It doesn't help Jake. Not really helping Indecisive, even though he still only has to make one more stop. Kaya, not going to help. Excuse me, and it's not going to help Jess as well, because she really wanted to get by Kaya as soon as possible, without the threat of the chasing pack of Moza, Newgarden in a good position, and Kamababa. So at the moment, it's Indecisive net P1, Cloud net P2, Newgarden net P3, Kamababa P4. You got Y-Racer from the back of the grid, already up to net P5, Jacko net P6, so Sonny net P7, Splinter is net P8. But then again, Mr. Kington, Swedish boy, on the hard tyres, fresh nose cone, is going to the end. So essentially, he is the net race leader. But he's going to be... Is he going to be in last place? He should be in last place. Niels and Gareth should jump him. Yeah, he is in last place. He doesn't have to pit again. More safety cars come out, and without people pitting, the better it gets for him. But I wouldn't really say he's in a very strong position this early on with 24 laps still to go. He's got to do 24 laps on those tyres, and that's a long way to go to say that it would be his final stop. So then, I'm actually happy there's a safety car. More happy than not. Reason being is because it closes the field up, brings the battles back. Now that everyone's on medium tyres and not likely to make another pit stop at the end of the first green flag going lap, we could see some good battles, and that is what I want to see, and that's probably what you guys want to see watching the stream. So as it stands, if it was to finish like this, Bazza would be through to the Championship 5 with the win. He would be in the confirmed spot with that win. We would see Jess get 12 points. Kamababo would get 9 points. So Jess would gain 3 on Kamababo. Both of these guys would overtake Quinn. So Quinn would probably drop down to 7th if it was to stay like this. Yuri would be beating Splinter in the championship, with Gareth holding 3rd. Bazza would be sitting in that 4th spot, or essentially P1. But Gareth would be in 4th. Then you'd have Kamababo, Jess, and Quinn if it was to finish like this. But there's still 23 laps to go. We saw a 31 lap race around Singapore, and no one knew what was going to happen. Even I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know Jess was going to run out of fuel with a fuel glitch and do a whole lap. I didn't know MK Bourne would win. I didn't predict Kamababo on a podium. I'd probably predict him as a win. He's a good driver as well, but that shows why they're in Cup. So then, safety car in this lap. We will go on board with Mr. Bazza, because this is the man who's going to dictate the pace and the restart. Remember, 30-second penalty for a false restart from safety car. This would be immensely costly for Bazza if he was to get it wrong. It is a long run down towards turn 1, but he's got to go 2 grid starts before the checkered line. There it is. He's gone on the line. Because we didn't know how many grid stops back, because technically the grids are a lot more forward compared to the checkered flag. We're down towards turn 1 then. Bazza holds on to P1. Jake, indecisive Kaya. Cloud's already up to 5th. Jess has lost not 1, but at least 6 positions on that restart. And he's already down to 12th. As Newgarden has lost out as well. Whether he was trying... Oh, it's really crowded. Just keep your nose clean, realistically. You may have lost positions on the restart, but keep it nice and clean, and you're still in this. Kingdon up to 13th on those hard tyres, but it's nice and tidy through the rest of the field. Yuri up to 4th now, and in net P2, essentially, but gets by indecisive. Oh, Clouds ran into the back of Yuri. Is there damage on that F1 car as Kaya has spun, I believe, at the hairpin? The Cloud late under the brakes trying to get by Kaya has ran into the back of Yuri. Luckily, I don't think there is any damage. We'll notice it through this long right-hander, whether he gets a loss of speed. Yuri now then. He's going to have to get by indecisive. one way or another. If he doesn't get him here, he'll more than likely get him down towards turn 1, but Yuri doesn't really want to risk it with a championship. Top 4 still on the line. It's not for certain that he'll make it through. There is a chance for him as down towards turn 1. Indecisive's got some really good straight line speed. Yuri can't get it. Can he get it on the brakes into turn 1? Side by side between the two of them. There is contact. And Yuri has been sent sideways and may lose out, but gets an awesome exit. And what a run that was. He may have got a squeeze. But that was an exit and a half from Speedway Racer. Can Cloud follow him through? He tries to get 2 in 1 down towards turn 4. But had to back out, essentially. Otherwise, it could have been himself and Yuri sent sideways. As both of them navigate Indecisive and now sit in net P1-2. Jake and Bazza are next. Both yet to pit, and the hunt is on. O'Sully then, still battling with Kingdon. Side by side, these two were battling before. Down towards turn 9 and 10. Boy, there's still contact. Kingdon just about gets it stopped on the brakes as he goes wiggling down towards the corner. Now then, what can he do? I see some side by side overtaking, essentially, on Indecisive, but he's staying with the top 3. Same with third at the moment. Kingdon then on the hunt, knowing he can go to the end, but does have a penalty of 20 seconds. Not sure whether they're deserved, but that's going to be up to the stewards if they remove them. Niels then on Kamababo. Seems to be struggling after that good restart, but Noah going for an audacious lunge on Splinter may have cost him track time, but the pressure is on down towards turn 1. Kamababo and Indecisive swapping positions. Kamababo has the inside, Indecisive outside. Indecisive tries to hang it, would have got the inside, and Kamababo will have to leave space for him, but here comes Niels then with the better run down towards turn 4. Gonna have the slipstream, gonna have DRS. Indecisive didn't have any DRS because he was the leader of the train. In another position lost. Will he lose one to Jacko? Don't really want to be what's the word? Don't really want to be getting it mixed up with the league owner, tripping over each other. Noah went for a spin. He was attacking Splinter, and is the cause of that yellow flag. Sully is around as well. Jacko gets by Indecisive in towards turn 10. Noah has spun again. Could see his chase hopes thrown away. There is only if you get the clean sweep, if you get pole position, if you lead every stage lap, which I believe we've already had one, and I believe Bazza would have secured it, so that is crucial for him. That is 1 extra point already secured over Quinn, and that gap's now down to 2 points. Even if Bazza was to not finish, I believe. So then, Jake putting the pressure on. Jacko and Splinter then having a little ding-dong. Yellow flag sector 1. That's a yellow car gun spinning as Cloud losing the back end. I don't think he's got any damage, but everyone seems to be struggling with traction zones and curbs here, and Cloud then down to 12. Was just fighting for glory. He's got Jess on. He's outside. The driver who knocked him out of the championship was on his outside, and that could have got a little bit more aggressive as Noah has decided to retire in the pits. That will probably see his chase hopes over. He will be eliminated from the championship and will only be fighting for glory for the rest of the season. Yeah, the yellow flag shouldn't cause too many issues, although it does when they decide to come back out the pits. Bazza and Jake are going down towards turn 1 as Kingdon now gets by Indecisive. Of course, Noah's car decides to come out the pits. Luckily, though, everyone seems to be coming down towards the final corner. Will we see a change for the lead? Down to what? I don't think Jake is attacking this as much. Maybe Just trying to secure a 1-2 with their teammates. Could be a possibility. But Niels is having none of it. He knows that now that he's ahead of Newgarden, he is essentially extending his championship chase lead and currently sits in net P2. He's managed to navigate Splinter, Camababo, Cloud who spun, and Splinter defending off Jacko at the moment. So then, this battle's going to continue, I believe. Jacko will probably want to get the move done down towards turn 4. Does Jake get it done? Is he going to go for it? We might have to cut to the leaders if Jake goes for a lunge down towards turn 11. No change of places. Splinter and Jacko then. I think Splinter was trying to break the slipstream. Newgarden on his indecisive, using the benefit of DRS. Gets the move done. But is a little bit loose, as Quinn was, but keeps it in check and holds on to the position. Now he has to get into the DRS of Kingdon, otherwise he's going to be under threat. However, Indecisive is causing a little bit of carnage behind. Could we see 3 wide, ladies and gentlemen, down towards the final corner? Could be. Indecisive backs out, but Cloud and Gareth go side by side. Gareth seems to have a double overtake in the bag. However, Cloud is fighting back. Both of them will have DRS. All 3 of them will indeed. So you could even see 3 wide down towards turn 1. Gareth's going to have the outside. Will Indecisive get involved? He doesn't. Cloud will hold the inside. Gareth will have the outside, but then the inside for turn 2. Cloud defends and has P10 in the locker. However, with the extra dose of DRS and slipstream, Gareth goes for a move up the inside. Is there contact? I don't think there is. Jacko and Splinter still going side by side as well. 6th and 7th swapping places. Splinter managing to defend from Jacko. Cloud managing to defend from Gareth. What a battle. And don't forget, Kingdon has gotten himself involved in this, and Newgarden will want to as well. He's got to watch out for Cloud, who's trying to get within DRS. Hasn't managed to this time, but we could see a swap for positions. Yuri's got himself into the fight for the top 3, and that could be a nice spicy one for someone fighting for the championship. The 2 drivers are fighting for it in the top 3. Jake going into the pits. Jacko gets 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Might have been shoved off track there, but that might be him trying to liberate some track limits and being punished for it. So then, Yuri, will he take the lead off Bazza down towards turn 1? He doesn't. I think he's just gone for. That's a beautiful bit of driving. Oh, I thought we saw a spin up in the background, but I don't think it was. Jacko had the move on Splinter, but Splinter's going to fight it back. Why has Splinter got DRS? Did Jacko get a head down towards the penultimate corner? But it's side by side between the 2 of them again. Yuri took the lead from Bazza because of that excellent exit out of turn 2. Knows that even if the driver is defending at turn 1, go for the exit of turn 2, and you're going to get DRS again, and you'll get the run down towards turn 4. And that's what Yuri did, and it worked beautifully. He now is in a very comfortable position and snatch back that championship lead and take his 5th JACKOCAR Kia Series victory and his 3rd race win of the season. There is a few drivers that would like to put a stop to that. There are a few drivers that can still put a stop to that. One of them is Niels, and another one is Camababo. They're not too far behind. And we won't discount Kingdon as well, because he will be going to the end. So then, Bazza ran the outside of Yuri to take back the net race lead and fight for the next playoff point. 7 and 14. So at the end of this lap, whoever is leading at the end of this lap will get a bonus point. Bazza took the first one at the end of lap 7 because we were on the safety car. Kingdon now gets by Jacko. Something that Jacko has tried to fight back. Side by side between the two of them. There's a lot of side-by-side action in towards turn 4. And that seems to be the best opportunity for overtakes at this track. But Kingdon isn't done just yet. Jacko's tyres are probably going to feel a little bit worn at the moment. 11 laps is a long way and you only really see 14 on them. Kingdon is going to be looking very feisty for the next 5 laps at least. Jacko then starting to fall a little bit adrift with that battling of Splinter, but kept hold of DRS. Now then, Yuri knows, or should now know, that if he crosses the line in first place, he will secure a bonus point. And as it stands, if himself and Splinter would crash, they would both, Yuri would be sitting on 2050 and Splinter will be on 2049. So Bazza didn't really actually gain that playoff point on Quinn because Quinn got pole position. Now Splinter defends, not really, down towards turn 1, but the outside line seems to be the best one through turn 1 as Jake on those fresh softs is going to get the undercut on Bazza. Really clear undercut right there for Jake. 4.5 second undercut in fact, but that could be due to the fact Bazza was battling with Yuri for the race lead. And now then, the top 4 all made one pit stop. Kingdon then in P5 is in a strong position. It's up the inside, out of nowhere comes Cloud down towards turn 9, I believe it is. Turn 8. Down towards turn 8 and gets the move done. But Kingdon fought it back. But battle of DRS. Jacko on Splinter. Jacko's had enough. He wants to get by Splinter. He's lost 8.5 seconds since the restart to Kamababo. He's going to want to get by as quickly as possible because there is a pack and a half starting to form behind. Kingdon, Cloud, Newgarden, Gareth, O'Sully could be in this. Jake can catch up to this on those fresh softs. Bazza will be on fresh mediums, hunting these guys down as well. Niels has decided to go on hard tyres to the end. Surprised he didn't go mediums, but into the pits comes Kamababa then. I believe this will be a safe pit stop for medium tyres. It is. Anyone else will probably try and stretch it out for softs. Kingdon essentially trying to push Jacko down towards turn 1. But here we go then. Well, did Jacko get DRS? He didn't. There was no one ahead of him. Kingdon then, now into P2. And the net race lead. But Jacko with the switchback, trying to get the move done again side by side into this tricky section. This is not, if you have respect with each other, and these drivers seem to have it, they can go side by side and cleanly do that section. Jacko hangs on to the position. Brilliant racing between the two of them. Kingdon a champion on F1, Jacko a NASCAR champion. Two of them coming together in Kia and putting on a show. So who did make a pit stop? Kamababa. Bazza has only made 1. Kamababa's made 2. Niels came in for his second. Cloud, Splinter as well. These guys are going to be running for soft tyres at the end, or could be pitting at the end of the next one. I think with the benefit of DRS, however squabbling goes on, the pace is going to be a little bit better. But Niels, Cloud, Splinter all have a load of clear air ahead of them. Will they dive into the pits? Are they dummying? Kingdon trying to break the slipstream. Maybe didn't dummy. Just takes the lead of the race. And this is something we haven't seen for a long while. I don't think we've ever seen it in JACKOCAR. This man has not been on any form and could be pulling it out the bag when it all seemed lost. What it's going to take now for anyone to try and stop him is a safety car and Niels. Niels is currently in P6. He's on hard tyres. and is comfortably going to go to the end. Yuri with the overcut. Stays ahead of Kamababo, but has been undercut by Baza. And massively undercut by Jake. Jake, however, will have to make another stop. So will Baza. So it's Kingdon, Yuri, Kamababo top 3, net top 3. Niels is in 4th at the moment. That's not good for Kingdon if he wins this race, but he's got to watch out. There's going to be some very fast drivers hunting their way to him towards the end. The gap between Baza and Kingdon is 7 seconds. The gap between Jake and Kingdon is only 2.5. Jake, when will Jake pit? He could pit now and go into another set of mediums, and that solidifies the pit stop completion and means that if there's a late safety car, he's not going to lose out and can go to the end. But he probably want to try and snatch the fastest lap. Bonus point. Now then, can Yuri get by Baza again? He's got a little bit of threat from behind this time. Can't play the nice, beautiful exit of turn 2 now that there's pressure from behind. But luckily, these guys should be closing in on the front 2. And Jake is doing so rapidly. Do I want a safety car to come out yet? No. No, I don't. Not really. Would I want a safety car to come out at all? Probably not. Just because I want to see Baza charge down Jake, charge down the race leader of Kingdon. You don't want a safety car to close the gap up. Yes, it will bring a fantastic racing. But then it just puts Kingdon at a disadvantage. Because Baza's on 2-lap old mediums and Kingdon's on 12-lap old hards. I want to see that gap get ever so closer. But we've got to remember, Kingdon does have 20 seconds of time penalties. That may be disputed. He did avoid a collision. Whether he made any contact at all is debatable. It is a driver error, but I don't think it's punishable by 10 seconds. Because no contact was made. He gave all the positions back that he did take advantage of. And he was slapped with 20 seconds of penalties. So, could go down to the stewards. Yuri then gets the exit of turn 4, side by side then, between these two league racing veterans essentially, and Yuri gets the position. But was expecting Baza to still be side by side through the complex corners. Baza decided to stick his nose back in towards the end. This is going to be where Yuri needs to get an exit and a half. He defends the inside. Baza goes deep, runs deep, runs into the back of Yuri. Yuri then under pressure from Kamababo. No DRS for Yuri. He could have had 2 drivers hunting him down towards turn 10. But that mistake from Baza could have cost him. I don't think he's got any damage. A little bit like Spencer. Not Spencer. A little bit like Cloud. A little bit too late on the brakes. Realising that the clear air that's still being provided by the F1 car ahead is still going to decrease the downforce as we get a swap for the lead. I don't think Kingdon's going to fight it too much because he should be aware that Jake is not going to the end. Does have to make another pit stop. This could be crucial now for Kingdon to stay ahead of Yuri. He's only got to defend one guy. He got by Baza. Baza's still in a good position to take advantage. But Kamababo and Baza both pulling out what they needed to do. And they're taking advantage of Quinn crashing out on lap 1. Kingdon, however, has already lost DRS. That's how easy he's going to lose time to Jake on 6-lap old softs. how easy is he going to lose time to Yuri and Kamababo on mediums? A little bit slower than the softs, but a lot more durable. And they're going to be more consistent than the softs. And Yuri pumping a little bit more overtake to try and break that 1 second window. Kamababo knows Yuri's trying to do this, and he's probably looking at that delta at 1.2. Yuri knows that now that Kamababo is out of his slipstream, it could be a good idea to harvest some EOS. Oh, yellow flag. There's a blue car. It's Newgarden. He's out of the race. He's lost it on the infamous turn 12 curb. He is out. And that could see him out of the championship fight in the chase. He was in a very strong position. One of his best qualifyings of the season. Was way ahead of his rival. Unfortunately for him, is out of this Grand Prix. Promotes Jess up to 13th. And everyone else who was behind Newgarden up a position. Jake and Kingdon both made a pit stop. And I don't know whether they were legal. I know the pit signs were up when the safety car was out. But how long were they in? Were they already committed? I'm sure if you're already within the white lines on the right hand side, you're committed. I'm sure there will be a Susan inquiry onto Jake and Kingdon. Now then, I think Kingdon boxing was so sensible. I think Jake was fine. I believe Jake was fine. What are you doing, Kingdon? What are you doing? Why are you getting yourself more penalties that can't get taken off? What are you doing? You're ruining my race. You ruined the race. You're ruining a battle that could have been. You got 28 seconds. Oh, if you get one more penalty, mate, you might get disqualified. So keep it within the white lines, please. Pretty please. So then, what does this do? What does this do indeed? So Yuri's in the lead. He does, however, have a time penalty of 3 seconds for qualifying. Kamababo, if he was to win, he would not only secure that place in the Championship 5, but would almost certainly guarantee the top 4 if he was to win. However, because Baza is looking like he's going to score a massive haul of points, he could be still in contention, but that could only be towards Splinter, who's down in 10th, and Gath, because if you already, even though he's got 3 seconds time for penalties, Niels has got some penalties, so has Kingdon, so I don't think he'll lose that many. He might lose the podium, but there's still 7 laps to go, and DRS doesn't get activated until 3 laps after. I want to know what is happening. Interesting. Oh, oh dear. Any Newcastle fans watching? Oh, getting a player sent off after 9 minutes is not the smartest strategy when you're fighting against a team who's at the bottom. No, you're at the bottom. You're fighting against a team who's still in the relegation, and you decide to, you know what? Let's play with 10 men. And they're still yet to get a win this season. At the moment, it looks like 7 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses, 7 points. It's interesting how I saw a computer predict 20 this season of Premier League, and it saw Southampton with 21 draws. I was like, how is that possible? I think it saw it with no wins and 21 draws. I was like, how is that possible? How is that possible for a team to go 38 games in a season, not win one, but draw 21 of them? Sounds like a football manager style thing. But Newcastle seem to be doing that at the moment. Only securing draws and losses, and they sit bottom of the Premier League. So then, safety car will more than likely be at the end of this lap. I hope. Everyone's caught up. Oh, we're waiting for Kaya. Nearly everyone has caught up. It'll either have to go at the end of this one or the next one. Hopefully it's this one, just because we'll get more DRS laps. More fighting. So then, will we get DRS in this lap? Please! Please! Fingers crossed. There's the second sector split. Hot for Doma, man. Well, at least Kaya will be caught up to the pack. Oh, will it be a late call? It's a late call, ladies and gentlemen. It is a late call. Maybe the drivers were expecting it. Yuri then. There were no grid slots before the start-finish. Baza went nice and cleanly at the start-finish line. What will Yuri do? He's in second gear, revving the hell out of it. Oh, there's grid slots. Oh, he went late. Oh, that's so late. What happened to Kamababo? Maybe he was just expecting the lead to go. But down towards turn one, Gareth and Baza side by side. Niels wants to get involved as well. It's nearly three abreast through turn two. And that is absolute carnage. Kamababa back up to fifth, but Kingdon on the fresh softs looking to take advantage. Three wide again, nearly four down towards turn four. Kingdon ahead of Kamababo, I think, and going to get the position. Kingdon up to fifth. Top four, as it were, other than Kamababo. Gareth third, Niels fourth. Baz up to second. Yuri now with an opportunity to pull that 3 second gap. As Jacko is back again, side by side with Splinter, someone who's been a pain in his side all race. Jacko then round the outside at turn number 9. Or is it 10? Who knows? All we know is it's a difficult corner. Jacko then trying to go for a lunge up the inside. Not worth it this time. All aboard the Bazza train then at the end of this first green flag running lap. What can we do then? Yuri 2.3 seconds ahead. Bazza then on 2 lap older mediums. Does he have to stop again? Hang on a minute. Does Bazza have to stop again? Does Bazza have to stop again? I want to know. He does! He does! Oh, Bazza! Oh no, he does. I thought he did. Oh, Bazza. Oh no. So then, with Kamababo having a little bit of a mare on that restart, Jake and Kingdon fighting for that final podium position. No DRS enabled. Jake's going to have the slipstream with Gareth ahead, but Kingdon to the inside. He was pacey on the hards, but has run a little bit deep. Switch back for Jake. Gets back that final spot on the podium. Gareth then in second, looking to stay within 3 seconds of Yuri to snatch victory and secure his place in the Championship 5. If either of these two win, they will be through to the Championship 5 and won't really have to worry about Austria next week. Yuri at the moment, looking at second place, is in the bag. I would like to know how Kingdon got that 5 and 3 second penalty for track limits on the safety car as well. Maybe he could put them all up, but I don't know. I know 3 seconds are usually not ones to get removed, so if anything that will stand, but he shouldn't lose out a lot of positions. Fastest lap at the moment is going to Jake. Cad G Could Jake or Kingdon... Could Kingdon nick it from Jake? Both of them on the soft tyres at the moment. Now then. I want this view. I want this view. Not this view. This view. Down towards turn 1. Nearly 3 wide. I wanted to see what it was on board with Kingdon. As Gareth has lost 2 positions in 1, and that's how beneficial DRS is. Gareth then has got it back as he was behind at the detection point for the one down towards turn 4. But Jake is up to second. Kingdon defends the inside under brakes and looking to catch onto the back of Jake, maybe stretch ahead of Gareth, but Jake at the moment may have left it 1 race too late. He won his first race at the first race of this season in Japan. He was guaranteed a playoff spot from day 1 of season 2. Mishap at his Joker cost him. And now when he doesn't really need it, the opportunity is there for race victory. Setting purple sectors. He's down on his personal best though, but could maybe take a quicker lap, a faster lap. But Gareth is staying within DRS. Kingdon now. Down towards turn 1. Let's see how beneficial this DRS and slipstream is. No ERS for Jake as he was pumping in the fastest lap. Oh, look how much time he's gained. Half a second down this straight alone. As Cloud and Niels go side by side. Kamababu and Sully are side by side down towards turn 1. Action, left, right and centre. This is where I need you, Risky. Why are you stuck at work? I need eyes and ears everywhere. Side by side again between Splinter and O'Sully down towards turn 4. Will Splinter get that position? Whoa. Whoa, a little bit of contact between the two of them. As Bazza regaining ground on those fresh softs. Maybe he could snatch fastest lap and get that playoff point. It looks to me though that P1 is not easy, or not going to be easy for Speedway Racer. He's not going to... Oh, that's a late lunge from Kingdon there, down towards turn 11. This battling is going to help Yuri as we have a victim of... Oh, it's Jacko. Of course it's Jacko. Jacko, what are you doing? What are you doing, fella? You've had some nice clean battles and you've gone and bottled it yourself. As I was saying. Kingdon then. Down towards turn 1. Left Jake for dust with the benefit of the DRS. But Jake's going to get it now again. Don't think Kingdon's going to get it on Y Racer. But Jake is going to get it back. Down towards turn 4. Not as long, as Kaya has been disqualified from the session for facing the wrong way. Spun at turn 13, I believe that is. And has been disqualified as Yuri picks up another time penalty. Oh, what are you doing? Pushing your luck on the limits. What's that going to put you? It's going to put you in P5. You will take the lead of the championship. But at what cost? I'll tell you what cost. The victory. Race win. Even a podium. Because at the moment... We'll go back to this one. At the moment, you've got... You would have had nearly enough to cover Gareth after that one penalty. But I think P4 is going to be... Or even P4 will be where you stand at best. Unless you can keep ahead of Cloud, and maybe even a podium is still there. But then, down towards turn 1, is Yuri going to fight this? He should do, realistically. The guy has 28 seconds worth of penalties. Yuri doesn't really realise that maybe some of them are getting removed. They could be. But then again, this is Yuri. He will fight for everything. double DRS dosage for Kingdon, but Yuri seems to be getting some really cracking exits for corners. It looks so much faster for him, but the fight's not over yet. But if anything, this is bringing Gareth back into it. But letting Kingdon ahead with the faster tyres is going to work. Now all you've got to do is hold on to that position ahead of Jake. Because if you can do that... Oh, late under the brakes from Gareth. Nearly running into the back of Jake. I think Jake was late under the brakes as well. And nearly running into the back of Yuri. So then, 4-way fight for the lead. And I just realised, it's the final lap of the race. What is it happening? So much action. So much carnage. Fastest lap is going to go to Baza as it stands. But who's going to take the victory? It's going to be Jake. And he's going to leave it one race too late. Unfortunately for him. He's going to get his second race win of the season. But it's not going to be enough. It's just going to be a consolation prize for Jake. P1 for him. Gareth will be in P2. Cloud snatches P3 ahead of Yuri, P4. There may be a few penalty removals for Kingdon at best. Splinter P5. But I believe with that stage point for Yuri as well, even though Gareth gets a bonus playoff point for second, that cancels out the playoff point that Yuri gets. Or that is cancelled out with the stage point that Yuri got. So then, leader of the championship will be in Y-Race's hands. Splinter, I believe, will be second. And both of them, Yuri and Jake, who popped up on screen, both of them will get a Driver of the Day nomination from yours truly. And even though he did get 28 seconds worth of penalties, I feel he should be the third fighting for Driver of the Day. Our Swedish boy Kingdon, who's had a little bit of bad form since becoming Crown Prospect Champion, which I commentated on in One Hub. He hasn't really found his pace and form in the game, but that could have been a sign of things to come for the future in JACKOCAR for Kingdon. So Jake will get P1 race victory. No one will advance to the Championship 5 just yet. However, I think there could be in a good stead for Gareth, could be in a good stead for Yuri and Splinter, all of them finishing ahead of everyone else who are fighting for those final 4 places. It looks to be set in stone for Gareth, Yuri and Splinter. Niels will extend his Chase Championship lead after finishing best of the rest. 6th place for him. Kamababo is in 7th. Will take away that 4th position from Quinn at the moment. All to do in Austria for Kamababo, Quinn, Baza and Jess. Baza recovered, I think, to P8 as well. But what an exciting race. Enjoyable to commentate on, even if it was solo. Hopefully Risky is back sooner rather than later. Only 2 rounds to go. And there's still quite a few drivers still in the hunt for the championship. However, I think Niels could have well already confirmed his chase spot. However, some of Kingdon's penalties could still be removed, and that could maybe bring him back into the fight. But still, anything can happen in JACKOCAR. 2 rounds to go. 5 spots remaining, still remaining in the Championship 5. It's anyone's game. It looks pretty certain for Splinter, Yuri and Gareth. But we can't dictate or tell who's going to be taking that 4th spot. Niels looks certain in the chase. But then again, all it takes is one bad result, as proven at Singapore. And you could go from leading and being in a strong position to being out of it. So then, next week, the penultimate round of the season, the final round of the playoffs. We've seen this track be a regular season finale in Cup Series many a time. It was also Cup Series Season 3's Championship 5 race. It is the Austrian Grand Prix, and I hope all of you join myself, and who knows, could be risky, could be anyone. But next week, 7 o'clock for the Austrian Grand Prix, before we head across Europe to the sunny side of Portugal, to Portimao, for the Championship 5 race in 2 weeks' time, I believe. It should be. If it's not 2, it's 3. Be sure to tune in on Thursday for the first round of the round of 6. First round of the round of 6 for JACKOCAR Cup Series. We head to Canada with Monaco, the final round of the playoffs. God damn, I'm so happy I'm not stressing about fighting for a championship spot. I wish I was, but I need to be injected with leprechaun blood for that to happen. I need to be the luckiest man alive in terms of F1 racing. Thank you all for tuning in. Next week, Austria for Kia. You got Canada this week in Cup. See you all next week. Thank you all for tuning in, and take care.